Hello and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino. On this episode, we're going to feature a side of agriculture that is seeing red. These cherries are world-renowned, part of a family and fruit legacy that started right here in the Santa Clara Valley.
We are in the heart of Sunnyvale, the heart of Silicon Valley, and we're on Matilda Avenue next to the tennis courts. Across the street is a cherry orchard shopping center that used to be our orchard, and now my dad at 90 tends this orchard that's 3 acres. I grew up here, and every year I would come and go through the orchard and go across the street to work at my grandmother's fruit stand, which she started in 1933. My grandfather grew cherries, obviously, and he had extra cherries, so he gave them to my grandmother to sell at the fruit stand there. The stand is now reconstructed. I did that in 1999 and built a new fruit stand in the same place because I thought that was really important to have the same spot that my grandmother had. But in 2018, the forces were too strong. I had to close the doors. But I'm able to continue doing what I love to do, which is selling and providing great cherries.
For more than a century, Olson's historic family-owned farm has had a foothold on this real estate.
Cherries, apricots, and prunes, which is primarily what they grew here. It was filled with cherries. You couldn't even walk through an aisle because they were laden with cherries. But because there's so many changes in this area, climate change, a lot of asphalt now, it's much warmer now, so the trees aren't bearing fruit like they used to in the past. This is in Sunnyvale, used to have the best cherries in the world grown here, but it's just changed so drastically that it's no longer the case.
Situated in the epicenter of the high-tech takeover, this landscape that was once dominated by family farms has done a 180. And while C.J. Olson has had to adjust its practices, they're still very much in the cherry business.
So I've transitioned to other ways. So I seek out other growers like Andy Mariani in Morgan Hill, my friends in Lodi and the Central Valley. Then I move up to the Northwest and work with the growers up there from Oregon, Washington, and Canada. And then I take a pause, and then I go down to South America, where I've been going down for 35 years and working with these fabulous growers that just send me the unbelievable fruit for the holiday season. So my world definitely revolves around the cherry season. So you can see how this here was all orchard. Well, if you get into the history books, it states that the Santa Clara Valley was renowned for their cherries and apricots. And people, my customers, go around the world tasting cherries. And so when they come home, they say, nothing beats your cherries. So my goal is to seek out growers in the world that grow cherries like we do and provide those cherries to our customers, which they like the consistency that I provide for them.
Consistency is key, and you might say the fruit is part of her DNA.
These are my roots, and as like a tree or anything with roots deep down, I'm firmly planted here, but I can now branch off to other parts of the world, but I always come back home in the summertime. I was born in the cherry season, and I just loved it. It was a lot of hard work, but it was fun. And the workers we had were great, and we worked together for 35 years together growing up. The customers would come back every year. And so now they call me on the phone. And so I really like to have that connection. So when I talk to them on the phone, we talk about, their kids or how they're doing. And that fills my soul. It's a strong tie, not only for just this land, but for the community, because they enjoy the fact that we're still here and that we're still doing it, which is becoming a rarity these days to have something consistent, a business to have a consistency every year. They're not closing up. How many times you try to find somebody and they're gone already. So this has been going on for 4 generations, and so I'm very proud of that, and it makes me feel good. And so the goal is to, as I tell my dad, I go, your goal is to stay alive. So we'll try to keep him healthy and and have him enjoy it, because he loves this. I mean, he's been farming this property for 30 some years, so it's dear to his heart.
From cherry picking to cherry pitting, Deborah is also very sweet when it comes to serving their famous fruit. And lucky me, I got a taste of this cherry crisp.
Cheers.
Cheers.
'Tis the season.
Mmm. Oh, that is good. That is yummy. Wow, those cherries. They're so plump and delicious, gosh. Now for a Bountiful Spotlight.
Hi, my name is Kat. I work at Leatherby's, and I'm gonna make some sundaes for you guys today. So we're gonna start off with the Deacon Dave's Brownie Bliss. So I'm just gonna grab 2 brownies from here, and we'll put them in this banana boat. And then I'm gonna grab a scooper. And then we're gonna do 2 scoops of the vanilla ice cream, which is made in store here. And then once we get the ice cream on, we'll just make sure it weighs to be 34 ounces on the scale. And then we're gonna do the chocolate sauce and caramel sauce, which is made here in store also in our candy kettles in the back. And then we'll finish it off with the whipped cream and cherry on top. And then we'll just add a little sprinkle of the toasted almonds on top. And that's it.
Still to come on California Bountiful, red wine. We check out a vineyard that's full of color. But first, we head to Newport Beach to take a seat at the mayor's table, where they're cooking up a vibrant rock cod dish.
California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
You know, Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies, too. Just like I'm so much more than quarterback Peyton Manning. I'm also debating Manning. And honestly, this might be my best sport.
I would argue that it's not.
I think it might be.
No, it's not.
Is to.
Is not.
Is to.
Is not.
Is to times infinity, no takebacks.
You can't do no takebacks.
That's debatable. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Now, more ways to watch California Bountiful for free. Just find and download our all-new video app on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, or Amazon Fire. Then start streaming Bountiful content whenever you want. It's that easy.
When you choose California Grown, you're a part of something good. Sound too good to be true? Not at all. It sounds responsible. We lead the nation in sustainable measures, plus some of the highest worker pay and protections. It sounds diverse, with 400 plus specialty crops produced statewide. And it sounds fresh because it was grown right here. Learn more at californiagrown.org.
What are you looking for?
Hey everybody, here in Newport Beach in the old City Hall, just blocks from the beach, this restaurant features chef-driven cuisine, cooked and prepared in an open-action kitchen. Let's go inside and check it out.
The menu here, the best way I like to describe it is we take a very chef-driven approach. It means that we really take into heart what's seasonal, what the farmers have, building that relationship with them, really getting out there on the field, at the markets, connecting with not only the farmers, but we'll talk with our fishmongers, our small ranchers from, through our connects throughout the state, and kind of we find inspiration from there. And then we'll work on creating a dish that kind of meets all of those levels, the wow factor, the seasonal component, something fun, something new, something interesting. Hello, my name is Jonathan De La Cruz. I'm chef here at Lido House, located in Newport Beach, California. Today I'll be preparing a rock cod crudo with some fermented rhubarb, some strawberry, and some local honey. Wild cod, it's one of my favorite fishes to use because it's available really at the start of spring, and we'll kind of see it right through summer. So it's perfect for us because it is wild caught and it has amazing flavor. This fish is super versatile, right? In today's application, we'll be doing a crudo with it, but it takes really well to a simple approach. So right now I'm breaking down the fish. I'm removing the fillets. We'll go ahead and see if there's any pin bones in there. We'll pull those out, and then we will skin it, and then we'll go ahead and break it down into bite-sized pieces. We'll do a light cure on it. Now to skin the fish, there's a couple different ways. I think always what works best for me is I'll go under the flesh a little bit. And I'll hold my knife, and I could just, if you have a sharp knife, it should work pretty good, where you could just pull the skin back. And you'll see most of the skin will come off in a swoop. So from here, we're just gonna cut them into smaller bite-sized pieces. So what I like to do from here, we have these beautiful limes. I'll just squeeze a little lime juice in there, and we'll let it cure for about a minute or so, kind of firm up the flesh and help that seasoning get in there. So for this dish, we prepared a strawberry rhubarb, kind of a ceviche liquid, if you will. We did that by fermenting some beautiful rhubarb here with some strawberry juice. We partnered with a local honey farmer here. We get this wonderful honey. It's awesome, right? Because local honey, there's so much beneficial factors to it. Our concept is, supporting local as much as we could. So we'll take some honey, some rhubarb, some strawberries. We allow it to ferment for about a week. From there, we'll take some of that liquid. We'll season it with some lime juice, a little bit of habanero. So it's a rock cod that had cured in a little bit of lime. Where we have the fermented rhubarb juice and strawberry. And then here we did a couple different things. One of my favorite items to use is Girl and Doug herbs. They're located a little bit south from here. It's one of my favorite because their herbs are very potent. Like a cilantro is almost a cilantro times 10, and it's local, and the flavor it brings is awesome. So we shaved some rhubarb here. We also pickled some using some of the local honey and some vinegar. So the pickled rhubarb adds a really nice touch, especially with the honey, because it brings a sweet, tart element to the fish. So we'll finish off this dish with a little bit of guajillo oil. This is made by toasting some chilies. We'll blend it with some olive oil, and we'll let it strain overnight. You get this beautiful, vibrant red color. This is our rock cod crudo here at Mayor's Table.
Just ahead, red, ripe, and juicy strawberries grown in a greenhouse. And after the break, we get into the vines known for producing exquisite Pinot Noir.
You love your pet and would do pretty much anything for them. But sometimes pet healthcare costs can make your wallet growl. That's why we created My Pet Protection, pet insurance designed exclusively for employees like you. Get reimbursed for eligible veterinary expenses. Enjoy extra perks like Vet Helpline, Pet RX Express, and more. Use any vet anywhere. Signing up is easy. Just tell us about your pet and choose your level of reimbursement. My Pet Protection is available only through your employer. Get a no-obligation quote today.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm PAC, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
California Grown Spotlight.
Sonoma County has a really rich agricultural history, and it's because of our climate and our weather. And so not only are we known for many different types of agriculture, but also, of course, growing grapes. So we grow really fantastic grapes throughout Sonoma County, but specifically in the Russian River Valley, where our climate tends to be a little bit more temperate, a little bit cooler at night. It's a perfect place for Pinot Noir.
Emeritus Vineyards has 2 estate properties. The first property is the Hallberg Ranch, purchased in 1999. And then in 2008, we purchased the Pinot Hill property down on the south end of Sebastopol. When my father and Maury's father were working together at Sonoma-Cutrer, they would pass this property almost every day. They saw that the south-facing slope, the prime Gold Ridge soil that's on top was going to make the best Pinot Noir that they possibly could. It started a true love for what this property could actually be.
The reason that my dad really wanted to purchase this property and had the vision for this vineyard was because of the unique combination of soil and climate. We're in a cooler part of Russian River Valley where we get fog that lingers later into the morning. And so we have these kind of extended periods of cold with just a little bit of kind of a kiss by the California sun in the afternoon. When he had the opportunity to plant this vineyard and develop, the Hallberg Ranch back into a vineyard, I mean, he leapt at it because it was the perfect combination for Pinot Noir. And the vision always was to make this the heart and soul of amazing Pinot in Sonoma County.
What's really important to me is that the individual differences that you find in our wines when you open a bottle is that those are really true to the place that they're grown in. I think really understanding each individual place, even within one vineyard, and what makes that microclimate special, what makes that particular clone of Pinot Noir perhaps special, and then really just kind of nurturing those individual differences.
The terroir, the idea of the fog coming in every single night and leaving by 10:30. Average climate in terms of normal temperatures are only 80 degrees. The Gold Ridge soil that we have on top and the Sebastopol Series clay allows us to accomplish so many more things. The opportunity for us to be able to dry farm, the opportunity for us to increase our carbon reduction and sequestration back into the soil, the opportunity to be as conservative as possible and push forward, opening up doors for not only us to learn, but throughout the state to take on those opportunities to see what's going to work.
My dad's vision of Emeritus was really to create one of the greatest estate programs for Pinot Noir in the world. And his vision was really focused on quality, on estate vineyards first and foremost, and then of quality of product flowing from the vineyards through winemaking. My vision is very much the same. I came into the business when there was already an established vineyard, established brand, but the way that we've been able to grow and maintain our core values while also adapting for, 2024 and beyond, I think has been kind of my vision for the company.
Time for Farm Bureau Foodies.
We're with a real professional today, gang. So can you walk me through, we're gonna be doing processed tomatoes today. So for folks at home that don't know, that's a tomato that's actually picked ripe, right, nice red, right out of the field, and within 4 to 6 hours is processed and canned. So you're really sealing in all that nutritional value. And the beautiful thing about it is it's kind of a staple in your pantry. So talk me through what we're putting together today.
So first we're gonna take an onion. This is a local onion. It's a white onion, so I'm just going to chop the top off and peel it. My mother would go through the grocery store and always check the label on produce before she would put it in her grocery cart, and that's because she wanted to feed us local produce and at the very least US grown produce. Living in California, we have such a bounty.
Yeah.
We're so spoiled, we can eat a variety of different commodities, but it was always in seasons. So I'm going to heat up this skillet here and add some olive oil. I love using California olive oil, of course.
What's our next step then?
So next step is to add our sausage.
Okay.
This is a pound of Italian sausage. This isn't spicy. If you wanted to do spicy, you could. This is just a typical mild Italian sausage.
Yum.
So I'm gonna add that in. And then I just like a wooden spoon to help break it up. I'm gonna add our chopped garlic here. We have our tomatoes here, and again, these are just canned diced tomatoes, liquid and all. So these have some salt in them. If you want to do the no sodium kind, that's fine. And we will dump both cans in. We're gonna turn the heat up a little bit. I have it closer to high here, and we're gonna add some salt and our Italian seasoning. Whenever I use dried herbs like this Italian seasoning, I put it in the palm of my hand. This is 2 teaspoons. And I rub it together. This brings out the oils in the herbs, and it expresses the flavor. So you're going to get more bang for your buck, or you know, in this case, for your teaspoons of Italian seasoning here. And then we will add some salt. This is a pink salt, but kosher, table salt, whatever you have. So this is looking great. We're going to pour in our cream. This is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And stir that in. It's just enough to change the color of the sauce, add a little bit of richness.
So the pasta will cook in the sauce for a bit.
Yes.
So Elizabeth boiled the pasta earlier, so we've got this pot here. Oh my gosh, I know what I'm having for dinner tonight, gang.
So this pasta is ready. Let's clean up, we can plate it and come back and serve it.
Great.
You can see the sausage, the tomatoes.
And you've got some more yummy stuff.
Yes. So this is some fresh parm. It's always better fresh. And then parsley just for a little color, a little freshness.
So how can folks at home get this recipe?
So this recipe is on farmgirlchef.us, which is my blog and website.
Straight ahead, they're red, juicy, and delicious. We get a taste of Ichigo strawberries crafted hydroponically in the winter. We've got all the sweet details coming right up.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Peyton Manning. I'm also Calculating Manning. Yep, math checks out.
Join me, Gary Sack, on the Voice of California Agriculture podcast, an insightful look into what's happening in the world of agriculture, from how crops and farmers are faring to legislative and regulatory issues, plus other farm and food news. It's our time to talk about all of it. What are the implications of foreign investment in the U.S. farmland? Find us today at Apple Podcast, Spotify, and California Farm Bureau's website, the Voice of California Agriculture podcast, where California agriculture speaks.
Discover more California Bountiful and get social with us. See the stories we're working on and get a peek behind the scenes. Plus, more recipes and fun facts, and join other like-minded foodies and fans of California's bounty. Find, follow, and talk to us at CA Bountiful. Check this out. Winter strawberries grown in a greenhouse hydroponically. Who knew?
Sweet, ripe strawberries that can be grown in winter in the Salinas Valley.
By growing in a greenhouse, it allows us to grow in the wintertime when it's raining outside and cold outside. Well, it's nice and warm and sunny inside here.
Here at Ichigo Farms, not only are they cultivating this crop on an atypical season schedule, but they're innovating how to grow it.
We are growing in a hydroponic setup, which is obviously in a raised bed. We have everything grown in these pots with a coconut husk and redwood core. And what that allows us to do is grow in a really clean environment where we don't have to fumigate, eliminating actually tractors. So we don't have any tractors and no carbon emissions in here on that. Also with the hydroponics, we collect all of our drain water in these gutters and we recycle the water and we filter it so it's clean water, and then we reuse the water on the plants. So there's zero wastewater on the farm.
Moving into the strawberry space began as an out-of-the-box idea for this 3-generation flower farming family, but one that's proving to be fruitful.
We had open greenhouses, and our family really has liked strawberries. We've been growing flowers for over 50 years here in the greenhouses, and we just happened to have open greenhouses, and we decided, let's try strawberries. And turns out the time that we planted them happened to be in the wintertime when nobody else had strawberries, so we had winter strawberries. We've never grown strawberries ourselves, and we never marketed strawberries or fruit, even a food item. We just said, we'll give it a shot. And 3 years later, we've been having a lot of fun and learning a lot with them, so it's been a really neat adventure.
And this farm's name is also a nod to the family's heritage.
Ichigo means strawberry in Japanese, so we went pretty simple with it. Our family's originally from Japan, immigrated here in the 1950s, and my grandparents started the farm. In homage to the Japanese heritage, we named it Ichigo Farms. We grow specifically Japanese varieties of strawberries, which are very unique and different than American bred varieties. Japanese varieties are very unique because they're a lot sweeter. The texture is a lot softer, and it's much more focused on quality. The flavor, the texture, and the color is out of this world. So right away, it's a lot of sugar. It's very, very sweet, but it's also very well balanced. So there is a little bit of tang and gives it a nice balance of the sweet and a little bit sour, which I think a strawberry should taste like. If it's just too sweet, it's almost like it's no flavor. It's just kind of a sugar bomb, and then it just hits you right there. I do have a few different varieties. So this is our main variety, Albion. It is an American variety.
That is really sweet.
So this is a variety from Japan. It's called Suki. As far as I know, there's not many people growing this one because we have a lot of relationships with people in Japan, and we were able to bring some over.
Okay, give me the
All right,
okay.
Here you go.
High quality produce with a lighter footprint. How sweet it is.
What I love about the strawberries is growing, number one, a good quality, flavorful strawberry. I really enjoy that we have a sustainable system to do it. And then I think ultimately, I really enjoy providing food to people, good quality food to people in our local community. It's something that we have our family's name on, we have our family's story on, and it's something that goes to another family. It makes us happy and it makes other families happy, and it's something you can never ask for. You know, it's a pretty amazing relationship.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the show. I'm Aubrey Aquino. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can always find us online at californiabountiful.com. Take care and have a great week.